He worked the night shift. He arrived home every night after midnight. My siblings and I would already be tucked away in bed, but nonetheless, Ba had a ritual to complete. He'd smoke a cigarette out front before entering the apartment complex, rolled the elevator up, entered our home, and beelined it to our rooms. First checking on my brother and ending with my sister and I. For years, I thought he only checked in on me. I was the baby of the house and his special bébé. His scent would claim the room as he cracked the door to peer in. I'd always wake up to it, eyes heavy with grit, holding my arms high up in the air to steal some hard hugs and float back to sleep. Those leather, beer, and smoke-infused hugs and late-night check-ins dwindled as I got older. Mommy told me once that Ba stopped hugging me because he wanted to be respectful of my maturing body. My heart was broken. I thought I'd always be his little girl. I missed the drift of him in my room, my face nestled on his shoulder, my nose dug deep into leather and neck. I longed for that safety, that love. I've been on a quest for that, a quest for love, strength, dedication, and safety I received from my papi. Since then, the sweet, excited girl has evolved, and the remembrance of my pa and all his hunkiness, leather, and love has come to a new fruition. I have proudly taken hold of the Electra complex and molded it to get me off and hang me off the edges of psychological play. I live my life as an in-control, confident person, but at night, in the dark, and in secret, I have delved into the little girl. She has gone through many transformations as a victim, vulnerable, needy, loving, nasty, manipulative. The thought of leather pinpoints the mapping of my sick desires and allows me to take that journey. I consent to it. I rewrite, reimagine, relive, and revel in father-daughter love. This taboo offers me what I long for and need. It gives me those moments, those lovely moments, tender and real. I soak those moments with new desire, a construction of memories and yearning, shifting reality about the training bra Papi never saw me in, the panties he never sniffed, and the pampers he never tore off to get to me. I twist and probe the dark reaches of my psyche to grasp onto what scares me the most, what makes me vulnerable, and what makes me hard. It delves in obscenity, harbors sinful fantasies, and borders the truth. Being a little girl has been my secret. The fact that her existence rests firmly on incestuous taboo is but a small detail. And this one I've read before, but I love it. It's called The Scene. And it was an assignment I had from my ex-dad. I can hear him move about the space. The sound of his leather pants rubbing against himself echoes in my ears as he shuffles around. I'm jealous of his nice-fitting pants. I can imagine the bulge of his cock and his firm ass snug inside them. I wish I could be wrapped around him and on him. I smell my own sweat and sweet musk, my body damp, and I imagine shimmering with perspiration. The heat exudes from those around us. The space is full, busy, loud, with flogging and slapping sounds, but I tune it out to focus on Sir. I have allowed my arms to rest on the rope that's tied around my wrists and are hung up over my head by hooks. I've been standing here for quite some time. My eyes are covered. Sir blindfolded me because I'm not worthy to look at him. I have disappointed him tonight. I think I hear Sir digging into his bag, the big burly bag he stuffs with implements to please himself and torture me. His bag scares me. I never know what lies within it. "Are you uncomfortable, boy?" Sir asks me sarcastically. "No, sir," I answer quickly, and I hope convincingly. I adjust my stance to make sure I'm not slouching. I want to look good for Sir. "So it doesn't sting?" he asks me. I'm confused by his follow-up question, but clarity strikes me in an instant. A harsh sting lands on my back. It's the rubber flogger he's decided to use. "Thank you, sir," I roar as I scream into pain. The pointed rubber tips of the flogger land repeatedly on my shoulder blade. He flogs, then presses his body close to mine from behind as he grabs my neck. Fingers clutched tight. I crack a smile. He chokes, releases, flogs, presses, body chokes, and releases. My knees buckle. The weight of my body falls onto my wrist, clenched by the rope. I then collect myself and repeat. We move in a rhythmic motion. "Show me your dedication, boy." "Sir, yes, sir," I yell proudly. I cease to collapse. I collect myself, give in to the pain, the pleasure, hold a still posture, moan into the pain. I concentrate on feeling the cycle of intensity moving through my body. I mentally move the harsh landing of the flogger on my back to the filling of my hole. I take all that he gives me. Sir stops. I hear the flogger fall heavy to the ground. I pant. I ache. I want. Sir moves away from me. I hear his footsteps, but I don't know where he's moving. Other sounds from the space mix in and I'm lost. My heavy breathing echoes in my ears. My thumping heartbeat joins in. I exercise the patience Sir has beaten into me. Some seconds later, some seconds have passed. My ears refocus and jump to a sound. The bag. I hear him rustling in his bag again. Now I hear nothing. My ears search to find where Sir is. I ache. I want, and he gives. I feel a piercing object, possibly a knife. It's cold and sharp, and it grazes my neck. It rests on my jugular. He steps closer to me from behind. The smell of his leather and the heat radiating from it flow through me. His breath creates a tingly sensation that resonates through my body and makes my ass perk up in anticipation. At this point, a graze of his dick on my ass would have sufficed. He speaks sternly but softly. Who are you? I am your boy, I replied. What are you? I melt into his words and tell him, I am your canvas, sir. He releases the pressure of my pulsating vein. The knife then scrapes across my back, shaving off some of my sweat. I'm trying not to anticipate what will come next. I tell myself to stay as still as possible as he creates his art on my back. You will remember who you serve and how to serve me, boy, he yells into my ear. Yes, sir, I firmly reply. The sharp edge of the blade digs into my left shoulder blade. My skin is hot and still throbbing from the flogging. The metal blade is cold against my shoulder. I gasp and try to breathe it out. Who am I? Who am I, he asks. Sir, I exhale out. Yes, I am, he assures me. I moan into the pain as he scrapes deeper. The pain is intense. My hand no longer rests on the rope. I am grasping it for some comfort as he carves. I feel open. I hear nothing. The sweat burns my opening. It enters me. It hurts so good. Thank you, sir, I almost scream out. He uses his knife like a paintbrush, painting several strokes and stopping and contemplating his next. I have seconds to breathe and collect myself until the next stroke of his harsh brush. I feel swerves and straight lines. I try to follow his brush with my mind's eye. I am seeing it through the pain. I see where each burning feeling lays. He has marked me for all to see. As his brush exits my body canvas, I instinctively correct my stance again and spread my legs apart wide, my whole throbbing in collusion with my shoulder blade. Sir notices. Oh, do you want to get fucked, boy? If it pleases you, sir, I am reminded of my role. Sir steps away from behind me and I hear him walk in front of me. I feel his hand cup my hole. He allows one of his fingers to rest at the entrance of it. Do not move, he commands. My hole is convulsing with the thought of one finger entering. I want to push my hips toward it, but I can't. He removes his hands and I immediately get a treat to my lips. He inserts his moist fingers into my mouth. I lick it ferociously. He removes it and I am left with my tongue extended for more. You're a hungry little faggot. Yes, sir, I am, I replied. With this slight attention to my hole, I am almost forgetting the pain and burning on my back. I feel his hand touching my carving. He collects the wetness from it. I am holding still and strong, but feeling weak. You have pleased me, boy. And in that instant, I am rejuvenated. Thank you, sir, I say humbly. I feel sir in front of me now. I feel his breath on my face. He removes my blindfold, his hand in front of my face, splattered with my blood. You have given me something, boy. He looks at his hands. Then sir drops to his knees. Count to 10, boy, he demands. Sir, yes, sir. And I count. 1. With every count, he pumps his bloody fingers into me. 2, I am almost hyperventilating with pleasure. 3, I struggle not to fall into the ropes again. 4, then 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9. And as I reach 10, sir shoves his fist into me. He punch fucks my hole with every muscle in his arm. An eruption commences in my body. An explosion ensues, and I wash my blood clean from him with what seems like an ending pour of intense release. I howl. He pulls out. I collapse into the ropes, and we are both cleansed. Thank you, sir.
And our next storyteller is going to be Laura.
evening. I'm 48.